was one of the best players in a game called The main character of this story, Zhang Yi, was one of the best players in a game called Apocalypse. There, he assembled a team and trained hard to become the strongest. Years later, he finally reached the point where he was just one step away from defeating the final boss. Together with his team, they managed to slay the last dragon, and Zhang Yi obtained the final fragment of the legendary Scroll of Dragon Blood. Just when he thought he had achieved everything he wanted, and that using the scroll would make him the most powerful player in the game, everything went wrong. His best friend and his girlfriend betrayed and killed him, taking the scroll for themselves. Mu Chen's attack hit Zhang Yi hard, taking away 32 million of his life points. The system confirms that Zhang Yi is dead, with no chance of resurrection. Let's have a little backstory here. This wasn't real. It is the world of Apocalypse, a virtual reality game that brings together the best game designers and took 5 years and billions of dollars to create. The game was set in the future. a man appears unexpectedly, running straight toward Zhang Yi. The man falls to his knees, begging him to help and save his daughter, who has been taken away by monsters. Zhang Yi's expressions don't change a bit. His mind wanders to when, in the past life, many people got into trouble in that dense forest, but at the same time, there should be many good things hidden inside. This man, little does he know. Behind this helpless, sobbing man is a demon wearing a smile full of evil. Zhang Yi starts searching for the man's lost daughter, but after walking for a while, he senses something's off, so he calls out for the man to ask about where his daughter got lost since the forest is pretty big. Ahead he spots flickering lightness out of the cluster shadows, though when he turns back on not hearing any reply, the man has disappeared without any trace. At first, Zhang Yi confusingly looks around, wondering where the guy vanished, an odd feeling taking over his heart. But ignoring those negative thoughts, he keeps going straight ahead. Zhang Yi deep down clearly senses eyes watching him from the darkness, but he pretends to not notice it. The deeper he goes into the forest, the more he hears a little girl sobbing, calling out to her mother. Following the sound, he ends up finding the little girl, tightly holding a lollipop. Zhang Yi approaches, squats down slightly, and advises her to not stay here alone as it is dangerous. He decides to take her out of there, but at that exact moment, a woman with a well-proportioned figure suddenly appears. Beside her is the man from earlier. Coats of sweat cover Zhang Yi's face as it was a trick to capture another prey. Zhang Yi senses a dangerous aura radiating from that woman, but his attention is shifted to the announcement from the system, a hidden mission. Rescue the little girl from the dark forest back to Hopetown. The reward is Talia's ring failure, the penalty is none, and the remaining time to complete that task is 59 minutes. Zhang Yi's thoughts drift. In his previous life, several teams triggered this hidden task when exploring the dark forest. The rewards and experience points gained from this task made many other players jealous, so he can't miss this opportunity. Without hesitating, he accepts the mission. The woman licks her lips as she can't resist the human scent. Abruptly, her body begins to transform. A hand with sharp claws reaches out. Before Zhang Yi, there was a spider who was half human, an unusual aura emanating from her whole body. The woman threatens them to be good and be her food. However, the little girl, seeing the spider beauty's appearance, is now crying even louder. Therefore, Zhang Yi quickly stands in front of her to protect her and assures her to wait for his big brother, who will bring her out immediately. After comforting her, he takes out his weapon, the same frosted blade, and lunges forward towards the spider demon. He swings the blade and tries attacking its leg, but it has no effect, realizing it has toughened skin. The spider beauty laughs manically, and confronting his physical attacks has no effect against her. Then she swings her deadly leg at Zhang Yi, but he manages to deflect it with the help of his frosted blade. He slides backward. Somehow the tiny spirit appears, her expressions full of worry. She explains the beauty spider is a level 20 boss. It is impossible to defeat her with his current strength now, so he should give up the task and leave this place. Hearing this, Zhang Yi glances at the little girl crying beside him. Such a thing as escaping alone is something he refuses to do. The tiny spirit slightly bows down, giving him an option to survive like this only at the moment. Something triggers inside him, commanding the spirit not to decide or predict his future so easily, and he rushes forward with wind-splitting speed, his eyes aimed to kill the meal with it. Having this thought, he quickly activates the treasure hunter talent. A golden light flashes in his eyes. The treasure chest is at a tree, but in a flash, the spider beauty appears right in front of him, spreading her legs to surround him, trying to put him in a pincer attack. Zhang Yi's agility helps him this time, and he steps backward quickly. This would be the death of him if just one leg of the spider beauty would have hit him, so he needs to be very careful and shouldn't lose his calm no matter what happens. Studying his body language, the spider beauty could tell his target is not her, but something else. Somehow Zhang Yi quickly reaches the treasure chest. The spider beauty turns around, witnessing him opening the chest. A lightning bolt emits from her palm to attack him, but it was late. Too late. Zhang Yi has already opened the treasure chest. Chest successfully, obtaining the blue quality lightning chain skill book. Realizing it is a hidden skill, Zhang Yi is extremely overjoyed. It unleashes lightning that can bounce back and forth between enemies, dealing 200 points of magic damage for each unit killed. The damage of the lightning chain increases by 10%. Still rejoicing, Zhang Yi is unaware that Spider Beauty's minions are surrounding him, while the Spider Beauty is gathering a lightning energy ball to strike him with it. She screams angrily, commanding her strike to tear him apart. Without wasting any second, Spider Beauty's jaw drops in fear, smirk by letting her taste the power of this to Zhang Yi, reminding Lu Chengze that it is the same guy who stole his divine talent card. Lu Chengze's face turns crimson red. He grits his teeth, clenches his fists, and orders his. It is night, but still the hustle and bustle hasn't died down. The little girl looks at Zhang Yi with innocence in her eyes and expresses her gratitude for returning her safely to her home. Right after the little girl vanishes, the system congratulates Zhang Yi on completing the hidden task and obtaining the reward. It is Talia's ring, which increases luck is an extremely rare attribute. The higher the player's luck value, the more bountiful the task rewards. Despite that, his attention shifts when a voice breaks in. He followed the sound. A blacksmith of diligent forging. The guy holds a shining sword in his hand. Everyone is impressed by his skill, amazed at how he managed to forge such strong equipment. Zhang Yi decided to try it out. Thus, he touched the blacksmith's shoulder, successfully copied the epic talent enhancement in forging, and the success rate of equipment enhancement increased by 50%. Then he took out his poisonous fang dagger, placed the dagger on the surface, and raised his hammer. Each hammer strike represents a successful enhancement, and in no time he enhances the dagger from level 2 to level 5. With this talent, he doesn't have to worry about the enhancement of equipment in the future. It might even be a business opportunity too. People around him are shocked to see this person having a +15 level epic weapon. They all know +15 is so rare, but it's even an epic tier, which is unbelievable. Their expressions are mixed with envy and curiosity. Suddenly, sweat trickles down his face, and his vision blurs too. He pants and loses his collar as he is finding it hard to breathe and can only hear people's discussion. However, the same tiny spirit appears, reminding him his fatigue value has almost reached the limit, so he needs to head towards the nearest tavern to rest. Hence, Zhang Yi decides to rest first before increasing his level outside the city. But in a hidden corner, someone is secretly watching him. Zhang Wei easily finds a tavern. It is a special place for players to rest and adjust after a battle. Entering inside, he places a gold coin and requests the receptionist for one room. On the way to his room, he overhears a conversation between a guy and a girl. The guy is asking if she has seen the World Channel and mentions that someone completed a hidden task in the dark forest. The girl responds that the person is really lucky and even received an epic tier weapon. In his thoughts, Zhang Yi believes that luck is also a part of strength, but he will use his strength to catch hold of good luck. Later on, in the tavern room, Zhang Yi lies on his bed, his eyes staring at the ceiling. He thinks to quickly reach level 20. Only that way will he be able to learn stronger skills. When players reach level 20, they will get job advancement, any one profession out of the 7, which includes knight, berserker, assassin, mage, archer, priest, or beast tamer. Thinking of the one who was the reason behind his death in his past life, hunger for revenge fills his eyes. The next morning he leaves the inn, walks in the forest for a while, but suddenly stops as he senses someone, so he asks them to stop sneaking around and come out. Discovering a group of people stepping out of the bushes, led by Lu Chengze. Lu Chengze smirks, calling him lucky for the last time, and challenges him to run again to test his luck. Each of his men looks aggressive. Before Zhang Yi could respond, Lu Chengze signaled his men to attack him, though Zhang calmly activated the forced PK mode, raising his hand and releasing a lightning bolt. Zhang is confident. He was thinking about showing his new skill, Lightning Chain, and this is definitely the perfect time. But strangely, the lightning grows weak and vanishes completely. Zhang Yi panics, wondering if he has been silenced. Just then, beside Lu Chengze, there is a guy standing in a cloak. It is he who made him unable to use his skills. This is an alarming situation for Zhang Yi. While panic washes over his face, Lu Chengze suggests he accept his fate. Immediately, a guy from their group charges forward, swings his fist to hit Zhang Yi, but he stands firm, his lips curled into a mysterious smile. The whole group is shocked, realizing he is not taking any damage, and his equipment is too good. Their damage isn't high enough. Frustratingly, Lu Chengze summons his weapon. It is a blue-quality weapon, and it has even been enhanced to plus 115 level. It is a bow. As he shoots the arrow, it quickly splits into countless arrows, but Zhang Yi stands unfazed. Some scratches appeared on his face, but he is still smirking. The total number of these arrows exceeds 100, which should meet the trigger conditions. The trigger, which can summon an Inferno Dragon. The dragon, with its massive wings and red flames, appears beside Zhang Yi. It roars, shaking the whole surrounding. Scared, the group tries running, but they have been frozen by Zhang Yi. And with its master command, the dragon attacks them with a combination skill, including an AoE attack and Inferno Dragon. Zhang picks up Cheng's weapon, and just with the experience points and equipment, he is now upgraded to level 20. The item he has just obtained is a blue-quality silver moon bow of plus 115 level. The arrow splits into 100 after being shot and will fall like meteors. Finally, the system congratulates him on reaching level 20 and allows him to proceed to the main game to find a job change officer to start the job change trial. At the Hope Village's Fountain of Revival, Lu Chengze and his group appear there. Players with revival chances are revived at the nearest Fountain of Revival after death. At this moment, Zhang Yi walks around, admiring the moon bow that he has just obtained. Lu Chengze turns crimson. His blood boils with rage, threatening him to wait as he will settle the score one day. But Zhang Yi is on cloud 9 right now. It has been opened. When he steps inside, it's like he is teleported to somewhere. He is standing in a completely unfamiliar place. Looking around, there are 7 figures that obviously represent the 7 professions in the apocalypse: knight, berserker, assassin, mage, archer, priest, and beast tamer. Out of these 7, beast tamer is the least popular class. He approaches an old man wrapped in a cloak, representing a beast tamer, even though a beast tamer can summon magical beasts to battle and tank for him. Raising magical beasts isn't an easy task. His mind races with countless thoughts, unsure of what to do. But he recalls he doesn't want to choose beast tamer. The moment someone starts raising the beast tamer has to share his resources with them. But resources are scarce in the apocalypse, which stops the beast tamer's growth later in the game. This causes them to be eliminated, though only knights and beast tamers are suitable for the dragon race. Meanwhile, knight is not bad, but knight is an early game class, and they are quite weak late game. Many knights burst down in his past life after reaching the late game stages, but Burst Tamer is different. Zhang Yi has a divine talent, and he can collect resources taking for a long time. When the profession confirmation panel appears, the spirit appears again to rethink his decision, but Zhang has already made up his mind, so he chooses to be a beast tamer. As he becomes the beast tamer, the old man pokes his forehead. Purple light is transferred into his body, and a purple mark appears on his forehead, emitting purple radiation. Even a silver ring appears on his finger, and he is now teleported back to Hope Village. The class change NPC congratulates him on completing his profession. Right at this moment, 2 players walk by, catching Zhang Yi's attention. One of the guys reminds the other guy how he warned him about the undead town being dangerous. It turns out they end up getting wiped out before encountering an elite monster and lost so much equipment. Hearing this, his interest develops, and he remembers the undead town, the same first dungeon he cleared in his past life. He wishes for a reasonable team, which Van assembles. Combined with his past experience, they would kill the boss in minutes. At the same moment, a group of nearby players call out for anyone who is level 20 and has completed their class change to form a party to go to the undead town. Only 2 slots are left, first come, first served. A girl in a cloak approaches them, asking if any space is left. Seeing a beautiful mage, he warmly welcomes her. Taking this as an opportunity, Zhang Yi steps forward, eager to join too. The guy looks down on Zhang Yi, assuming he is like a mage with war skills, as he just became a beast tamer. But because they were short with 1 player, he allows him to. At the undead town, desolate graves surround them. The guy turns back, questioning Zhang Yi if he hasn't seen the the world chat. Beast Girl in the cloak and Zhang Yi react in time, dodging the arrow, which ends up crashing on the ground. The whole group takes position as the enemies are coming to attack them. Countless skeletons emerge out of the graves surrounding the group. One of the guy swings his sword, slicing the skeletons in half. Though from behind, the girl in the cloak has removed her cloak, tightens her grip around her weapon, and casts fireballs using the Arcane Mastery skill. Flames erupt on the surface. Skeletons are engulfed in the fire. But in an instant, a skeleton appears from behind, pressing a dagger against the girl's throat, catching her completely off guard. Witnessing this, the ring on Zhang Yi's hand emits a purple light, the same light that was transferred to him by the representative of the beast tamer. Countless black crows to appear. The crows caw ominously that it scares everyone there. Around them are bolts of the same purple lightning radiating from Zhang Yi earlier. Zhang Yi has used his crow summoning skill. It is the beast tamer's basic skill to summon a murder of crows to disrupt and attack the opponent, dealing 50 points of magical damage. The crows continuously strike the scary lightning at the skeleton, burning and paralyzing them. Taking this as an opportunity, Zhang Yi rushes towards the skeleton, slices off the skeleton's head easily. The girl is stunned by seeing his abilities and tries to thank him, but suddenly Zhang Yi grabs her hand and pulls her towards where the others were running. As they are the undead, they will revive soon, so they need to get out of there quickly. As they all rush forward, very soon they all stand before an ancient castle. Zhang Yi reminds everyone, the boss is inside. The knights will be in charge of tanking, the girl and Zhang Yi. The DPs will focus on dealing damage from the back, so the rest of them should avoid the AoE spells in the second phase of the boss fight. The guy who welcomed them into the group earlier finds it a little suspicious how Zhang Yi is very familiar with this, but Zhang Yi chuckles nervously, denying this is just his experience from previous games. After discussion, Zhang Yi takes the lead and heads straight towards the castle gate. Meanwhile, the whole group notices the poison fang dagger, so they quickly open the system and check the attribute of the weapon. The green robed man is in disbelief. A Pleasant 15 level poison fang dagger? How can a newbie be using an epic weapon and know the basics so well? Is he lying? His mind races with tons of questions. The guy's evil mind takes over him, assuming Zhang Yi must have many more good items. Looks like they hit a jackpot. At the same time, Zhang Yi opens the gate of the castle. They all step inside. The place is pretty dark. Surrounding them are lightened lamps, and in between is a throne which can't be seen properly because of darkness. The female mage stays close to Zhang Yi, but just for being cautious, he announces for everyone to stay close as it might be pretty dangerous in here. Instantly, the other guys of the group show a sinister smile. With a thud, the castle door is closed. The female mage and Zhang Yi panic in fear. The players' voices echo through the door gap, suggesting to them stay in there quietly. They will be back to check on them soon. The female mage fearfully shouts at them to stop, but Zhang Yi realizes they have fallen into a trap as they join a team of player killers. They intend to use the boss to get rid of both of them, so they can monopolize the experience and rewards. However, right now it is too late. The sound of the chains moving creaks loudly in the room. In front of them, smoke rises up, revealing a giant structure. The boss is already here. A large sharp ice shard appears in the air, quickly grabbing the female mage's wrist. They move away from that place, dodging the attack, the heavy ice, and ending up striking the ground, breaking into pieces. The female mage turns, looking at the destruction. She takes a sigh of relief, expressing her gratitude towards Zhang Yi as he saved her again. Unexpectedly, ice rises from beneath their feet. Before they could understand, a giant level 30 necromancer with sharp fangs appears in front of them. It floats in the air, raising his hands. He summons two large ice balls, and piece by piece it strikes them down from upwards. Zhang Yi panics, since without a tank, they can't withstand the damage from the boss. At the same time, the female mage places her hand on the ground, forming a purple magic circle. Spirits wearing cloaks with dark purple eyes emerge out of that circle suddenly. Zhang Yi is in disbelief right now. Seeing him this shocked, the girl explains, these are the undead soldiers called by her talents. Undead summoner, but they can't hold on for long, so they have to think of a way to escape. The undead soldiers merge together, creating a barrier. Through the system, Zhang Yi learns about the talent card divine ranked undead summoning, summoning deceased beings from the world of apocalypse to fight for 5 minutes. As minutes pass by, cracks appear on the barrier. Looking at the female mage, he requests to buy some time. Not finding any other option, Zhang Yi immediately uses his chain lightning skill, sending out a shockwave, knowing this boss's weakness. The female mage decides to cover for him, casting multi-fireball spells, sending powerful flame balls forward, and also continuing to summon the undead soldiers. The undead soldiers swing their weapons, attacking the boss. However, at that moment, Zhang Yi spots that gem at its collar. It is the necromancer's energy source, and at the same time, it is the greatest weakness. Cleverly, Zhang Yi extends his hand, summons a group of crows, and grabs one crow's leg. He flies higher. Tension grows thicker in the environment when he leaps up, swinging his dagger with force at the boss. Therefore, the boss roars in pain, but the gem on its collar is cracked. After that powerful strike, Zhang Yi lands on the ground. System congratulates on killing the boss, Necromancer, and upgraded to level 25. He even obtains an epic item, Radiant Staff, can be used at level 30, releases a gust of icy wind to freeze enemies within a 100 meter radius for 5 seconds, dealing 500 magic damage. Right after that, he hands it to the female mage as this is a weapon for a mage. A beast tamer like him wouldn't be able to use it. Outside the castle, the three traders assume that the players are probably dead as it is quiet inside. They then decide to enter inside the castle again. To push the door, Zhang Yi kicks it open so hard that it breaks. All the three guys are in disbelief, obviously disappointed to see them alive, but one of the guys in the green robe is still greedy, claiming they must be tired after defeating the boss, so he lunges forward to attack them, gripping his weapon. Without hesitating a bit, Zhang Yi spread his arm to protect the girl, his eyes filled with rage. He demands to know the reason behind them betraying their teammates. Seeing the evil smile, he could see Mu Chen in him, the same Mu Chen who made him believe to support him no matter what happens, and just like him, this guy is also betraying his teammates. Zhang Yi grabs the female mage's hand, touching her makes her cheeks turn red, but this handshake succeeded Zhang Yi in copying the divine skill Undead Summoner. Just as the man in green robe swings his weapon, beneath Zhang Yi's feet a magical array is formed. To everyone's surprise, he summons the same necromancer he just defeated inside. The necromancer freezes all the three traders and they gradually disappear. The system announces, players Hao Wang, Wei Du and Yu Su have been killed by necromancer, having no revival chances left. All of a sudden, Zhang Yi's vision blurs, sweat beads his head, he loses his consciousness and falls on the ground, but the girl helps him out. Before fainting completely, he could see the face of the female mage, worried for him. At this moment, the system also announces, player's fatigue value is at the limit, so he needs to reach the nearest rest point. Completely losing his consciousness, he had a dream of the system congratulating him on clearing the stage. Zhang Yi ranked second on the leaderboard. Memories fled back in Zhang Yi's dream. Little Yi sits on the sofa, complaining to his dad about his boring toys, and wanting to have a new game which can keep him busy. His father promises to give him a new game when he can beat his high score. His face lights up with joy. His father then grabs his stuff and begins to leave. Zhang Yi can see his father leaving, thinking how he is trapped in a game. He might never get a chance to play his father's game anymore. In the in-room, Zhang Yi finally wakes up. His head hurts a lot. Although, while pouring water, he notices a letter on the table. He quickly opens it. In the letter, the female mage, Yaru Han, expresses her gratitude, thanking him for saving his life. She also informs him in the letter that by the time he sees this, she will have already left to search for her brother. She left him a storage ring containing the items from those guys. He might need them in the future. She believes fate will let them meet again. Zhang Wei examines the ring while mumbling the mage's names and have to worry about equipment anymore. All that's left is a magical beast. He carefully observes the map, in his mind thinking, if he recalls correctly, the misty area to the north is the hidden dungeon Dragon King's tomb. The only pre-level 40 dungeon that drops magical beasts. But this instance isn't easy at all. It would be problematic if his teammates were unreliable like Hao Wang. The next morning, Zhang Yi walks in the Hope Village, constantly thinking about finding trustworthy teammates. Just then, his gaze darts to a girl, offering people to join her guild, claiming many benefits like fighting mobs to level up and helping each other in the dungeons. Realizing how dumb he is, Zhang Yi wonders why he didn't think about a guild. In his past life, he teamed up with Mu Chen as soon as he entered the game. The receptionist then suggests that he get 1v1 combat trial. Players who completed their class change can complete, and the winner will receive generous rewards. The reward includes 100 gold coins and a rare skill book. As soon as he gets this notification, Zhang Yi doesn't hesitate to agree and participate. All the players after agreeing are teleported by the system to a large arena. An announcer present there welcomes everyone to the first 1v1 trials location, Sky Battle Arena. All players stand sequentially in an order. Zhang Yi glances at other players. They all have higher levels than him. He realized he had slept quite a long time, and this is definitely a wake-up call. However, his attention is pulled when he hears voices ringing out, motivating and cheering someone to kill. When he turns around, he witnesses a guy named Zhen Ning rushing forward with his weapon to attack his opponent. Meanwhile, his opponent Wu Qi, with long hair and bloodshot eyes, absorbs the sword energy of Zhen Ning while his body floats in the air. The blue energy. The crowd is shocked, seeing the mage not even moving in front of his opponent. Wu Qi has used the Shadow Imprisonment, a level 4 skill. It is an exclusive skill that imprisons the enemy in front and deals shadow damage. The duration of imprisonment and damage increases with skill level. Being frustrated by humility, Zhen Ning starts negotiating with money. If 1 million is enough for his opponent to lose, claiming to immediately credit his account. The amount 1 million makes him recall his past. Back then, if only he had 1 million at that time, the company would have continued and wouldn't have gone bankrupt. He sat quietly looking at the painting. His heart sank. It was a painting his daughter drew. He thought if he had money, he wouldn't have ended up with a separated family. He was standing at the edge of the rooftop, thinking of ending his life. The system's familiar bell rang, giving him an option to log into the apocalypse, and that is how he has now joined the game, as he had nowhere to go. Back to reality, he guarantees to Zhen Ning about never ever losing or surrendering, and would never let himself experience failure in his life again. Just like that, he points his palm at Zhen Ning, striking lightning bolts, sending Zhen Ning to his death. The system congratulates Wu Qi for defeating Zhen Ning and successfully advancing. At this moment, he looks around, aiming to defeat everyone. And at the same time, Zhang Yi understands this guy is really something else. Alternatively, random matching of the first round of the duel trial has been completed. Zhang has been matched with a guy, Duan Feng, and is now asked to go to the corresponding venue to duel within the specified time. Zhang Yi often saw this name on the World Channel in his previous life. He could solo clear all kinds of difficult dungeons. If he can be recruited into Godslayer, it would be a win-win situation for Zhang Yi. At the N20 arena, Duan Feng, a level 35 knight, was already sitting there, waiting. Zhang Yi freaks out as the game has only just started, and the guy is already at such a high level. Duan Feng stands up. With a 10-level difference, he gives Zhang Yi a chance to have the first move. Otherwise, it would look like he is taking advantage of Zhang. Seeing him acting like this, Zhang Yi feels a little annoyed, and advises him to stop looking down on others. The winner isn't decided yet. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi is summoning crows. Duan Fen reaches out to his sword, praising Zhang's confidence, taking a defensive stance, and using his skill, Sword Guardian, a level 4 knight exclusive skill that can summon several sword souls. Each sword
Ever feel like you don't belong?
But in second
sword souls. Each sword soul can resist 500 damage. And deal the damage resisted back to the enemy. The number of sword souls increases with the skill level. Without even letting him attack, Duan Feng launches his powerful attack, and Zhang Yi ends up getting affected by the reflected damage of the Sword Guardian skill, losing 200 HP. It was all just a trap, him asking to attack first. Concern creases his brows. If he wants to deal damage to him, he must break through the 4 sword souls. Each sword soul can withstand 500 damage at most. This also means that he must take 2000 reflect damage, and his HP is only 2000. Noticing him hesitate, Duan Feng charges forward, gripping his sword tightly, charging all 4 swords at him, reminding Zhang Yi that hesitating is giving his opponent the opportunity to kill. Zhang Wei retreated while blocking attacks, knowing if this goes on, he will have no chance of winning. He must find a way to break the 4 sword souls. Suddenly, he remembers checking the items collected from Hao Wang's group. Among them was an undead suit item that helps in not dying if suffering fatal damage, recovers 10% of HP, and has a 25-hour cooldown. Having no choice, he quickly equips it. Right now, he could only rely on the life-saving effect of this undead suit. After equipping it, without wasting a second, he rushes forward using the lightning chain skill. Duan Feng wonders if Zhang Yi has a death wish or something. He will be killed by his sword soul before he even attacks because of his current HP. He raises his sword arrogantly, claiming it is over, but little does he know Zhang Yi has triggered the Undead Suit skill's Undead Guardian, which will help him in not dying if he has suffered fatal damage. And just like that, his sword took multiple hits, cracking piece by piece. Increasing his power, Zhang Yi shatters the swords. Confusingly, Duanfeng tries to understand what just happened but, in the chaos, gets stabbed by Zhang Yi's poisoned fang dagger. Zhang Yi finally defeats Duanfeng and successfully advances to the next round. Zhang Yi reaches out to help Duanfeng stand up, praising him and admitting he is very strong, and if it wasn't for his equipment, he would have lost from the start. He then proposes that he join his guild, noting that there is a very difficult hidden dungeon in the north of town, and if they work together, they will definitely clear it with no trouble. Duanfeng praises him back, and as for joining his guild, he will consider it. As of now, the speaker congratulates everyone for passing the first round of the trial, and requests they look at the next round's opponent through the World Channel. The next round is about to begin immediately. A figure in a cloak steps on the stage. It is none other than Yaru Han, and the person facing her is Wu Qi. The crowd discuss not looking down on her. In the previous round, she just beat her opponent like nothing. Wu Qi warns her about not showing any mercy. There is no place for sympathy in this arena. On the other hand, Yaru Han assures him to give it all he has got. Outside the Sky Battle Arena, everyone gathers and calls their companions to hurry up, as the battle between the strongest mages has already started. Hearing this, Zhang Yi thinks if he can recruit the strongest mage, it would be great for him as well as his guild. Before leaving for training, Duanfeng informs him to contact him in the guild chat if he needs him. In reality, Duanfeng is a training maniac, though he has officially joined his guild. He quickly left a message, hoping to see news of Zhang Yi winning the championship. Otherwise, he would be embarrassed to be defeated by him. Zhang Yi laughs, putting pressure on him before the match as expected of his comrade. Out of curiosity, he decides to take a look at the rumored strongest mage because everyone is so eager to see this fight. Just as he approaches the arena, his eyes widen in shock when he recognizes it is Yaru Han and the guy from the earlier duel, Wu Qi. Yaru Han's eyes are determined on her opponent, gripping her staff, her body surrounded by a flaming aura. She suddenly casts an ice storm howl with her ice gale skill, covering the entire stage. Wu Qi praises her for having a good staff and claims to make the staff his soon, while he is a little frozen by the ice. Ignoring his arrogant comment, Yaru Han swirls her staff, creating a magic circle with red light beams and challenging his opponent to survive this first. She strikes it with the combined effect of Meteor. This skill summons several meteors, and each meteor inflicts 500 points of flame damage on enemies. The number of meteors increases with the skill level. The meteors summoned are raining down in Wu Qi. Loud cheers for the girl can be heard. From what Zhang Yi is observing, Yaru Han has the upper hand, but he has a bad feeling. And just then, Wu Qi smiles and instantly counters Yaru Han's attack, causing an intense explosion. After the dust is cleared, both the players are not on the stage. Zhang Yi's thoughts wander. Is Yaru Han okay? Where are they? What is this skill Wu Qi using? At this moment she appears in the arena. Wu Qi holds her staff, mocking her for facing him. She would have gotten into the finals if her opponent was someone else. The crowd criticized Qi Wei for beating her up so badly and for taking her weapon. Zhang Yi calmly steps onto the arena and helps her. Rather than caring about her injuries, she apologizes to him for not protecting the item he gave to her. Zhang Yi assures her to not worry and rest, as he will get into the finals, beat him up, and get her staff back. Time passes by, and very soon Zhang Yi and Qi Wu defeat their opponents and keep successfully leveling up. After all these rounds, the two finalists are the mage Qi Wu and the only beast tamer of this tournament, Zhang Yi. One will strike, one will fail. Who will be the victor? The whole crowd is eager to see the fight, knowing well both the players are strong enough. At this moment, Zhang Yi and Qi Wu are facing each other. Zhang Yi is looking at him coldly, which makes Qi Wu assume he wants to kill him. So Zhang Yi confesses he hates people who take things away from others. Without answering, Qi Wu slams the staff on the ground, causing it to shatter, and laughs maniacally. However, Qi Wu challenges him to get it on his own. Suddenly everything around turns dark. People wonder what happened. They disappeared again as he pulled the same trick from earlier. The crowd is irritated as they want to know what is going on. Now Zhang Yi understands this is why Yarujan vanished. Qi Wu creates another dimension. It is a skill called Infinite Void, which creates a void space, and the creator gains a 30% damage increase, while enemies deal 30% less damage, lasting for 5 minutes. Qi Wu arrogantly claims no one will be able to beat him in this space. Dying here will use up the revival chance, and they will respawn in the same area. He gives Zhang an option to surrender quietly, but without replying, Zhang charges straight at Qi Wu to attack with his dagger, but he quickly dodges it. This guy is barely giving him a chance to get close. Also, there is no way to copy his talent. Even undead summoners are not useful either. Qiwu uses the staff to cast shadow arrows, which damages Zhang Yi, losing 700 HP. Zhang Yi groans in pain. This is frustrating. Even the most basic spell can chip away 1 to 3 of his HP. If this continues, he won't survive a few more attacks and will die. But what if he can revive in this space? Thinking of this, he smirks and stabs himself, receiving fatal damage. The system declares him dead but also detects 1 revival chance and begins resurrecting him. The revival mechanisms in special areas are different. In duels, players can revive on the spot without going to a resurrection fountain. Zhang Yi is now finally awakened. The ring on his finger glows, and a flock of crows is summoned. Qiwu's eyes widened in disbelief, accusing him of playing a very dirty game. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi claims to never forgive him even if he loses a resurrection chance. Zhang Yi attacks with crows, something Wu Qi absolutely despises. He then rushes in for another attack, and Wu Qi comes to the realization, which is enough to make his pants wet, that Zhang Yi is faster now, different from before. Zhang Yi follows through with a double lightning chain attack, giving 800 HP damage to Wu Qi. Out of fear, Wu Qi murmurs to himself that he can't afford to lose, so he retaliates, but Zhang Yi proves to be way stronger. The fight continues, and with all his might, Zhang Yi strikes back with insane force, ultimately defeating Wu Qi and winning the duel competition. The spectators can't believe how quickly it ended, but they agree that Wu Qi's defeat was well-deserved. After all, he stole the girl's staff first. The host lifts Zhang Yi's hand in triumph and
So there is a very, very popular strategy. There's a very, very popular strategy called
announces him as the victor. He brings out the champion's reward, which, when opened, can provide a random level 35 historic rank piece of equipment. Zhang Yi thinks to himself that a level 20 Poison Fang dagger no longer suits him, but a high-level weapon would be a great addition. He opens the chest and receives an Ice and Fire sword. Zhang Yi is thrilled with his new equipment, relieved that his revival chance wasn't wasted, and proud to be a champion. However, he's soon warned not to misuse his newfound power. Shortly after, he is surrounded by others begging him to add them as friends. Zhang Yi then returns Han Yaru's staff, as promised, and asks her about the time she mentioned wanting to find her big brother. He adds her to the guild, and his head spins as he receives a flood of guild requests. Poor Zhang Yi is then chased by so many people begging him to add them to the guild. The starting guild size is limited to only 10 members, with each level up increasing the cap by 5. Zhang Yi can't let random people join, especially since they lack a healer. However, with him, Duanfeng, and Han Yaro, they'd be able to clear the Dragon Crown grave. Suddenly, a man appears in front of them, and Zhang Yi gets defensive. But Han Yaro recognizes him as Qing Long and wonders why he's here and the whereabouts of her brother. Qing Long explains that he saw her at the town's entrance, so he followed her. Her brother had left for something important but told Qing Long to protect Han Yaro before he left. Zhang Yi, clearly baffled, questions Han Yaro if she knows him. Han Yaro confirms that Qing Long is her big brother's mate. As the tension eases, Zhang Yi politely invites Qing Long to join them in the Dragon Crown dungeon, and he takes on the offer and joins them. Meanwhile, at the Dragon Crown grave entrance, Duanfeng is already waiting for them in a pretty good mood. As they prepare to enter the dungeon, some people are spying on them and decide to inform their boss to come. As they enter the dungeon, Han Yaro is impressed by the statues, admiring the realistic touch on them. She gets closer to one of the statues to get a proper look, sensing something feels off about it. That's when the statue's eyes light up red, and it comes to life. Zhang Yi realizes the gravity of the situation and warns everyone to be careful because the statues are the Dragon Crown Grave's monsters. Then, he turns to Duanfeng, instructing him to tank damage while they attack from behind and guides his teammates to stick together. The monsters begin to step closer and closer and start to attack them. But Duanfeng is sure about the fact that these lousy monsters... The main character of this story, Zhang Yi, was one of the best players. The amount 1 million makes him recall his past. Back then, if only he had 1 million at that time, the company would have continued and wouldn't have gone bankrupt. He sat quietly, they attack from behind and guides his teammates to stick together. He's sure about the fact that Duan's eyes show the rage, and he brings the monster to his final moments. All of them continue to fight the monsters. Suddenly, a level 35 Dragon Blood Knight appears on a horse with a red sword in his fist. He catches speed and runs towards them to attack. Just at the right time, Duanfeng notices it and uses his sword protection to defend against the knight. He then summons the Sword Array, a knight profession skill that causes 3,000 physical damage to enemies, and defeats them as if they held no power in front of him. But before the knight gets taken down, he chants, "Awaken Lord," since that person is no longer around. He gets drawn back to a flashback, a man being kicked off a cliff into blazing fire. Now, to toy with them more, he chooses to increase the difficulty for them. Meanwhile, the greedy Dragon Crown Shigul absorbs dead underlings' power and upgrades to rank 2 Dragon Crown. Knowing what that means, Zhang Yi comes to the realization that the final boss drops monster egg will be rare. The rank 2 Crown Dragon's attack causes their HP to decrease as fast as lightning, and if this goes on, all of them will be beyond saving. So Zhang Yi guides everyone everyone to split up, run far away, and avoid the Dragon Crown's attack. After that, he pleads with Duan Feng to use his sword protection. However, the dragon's damage is too strong. Duan Feng realizes that his sword soul can only block this one attack, and he can't block the upcoming breath of the dragon. But Zhang Yi assures that he will take care of the rest of it. As the dragon breath ends, Zhang Yi urges his teammates to attack the Dragon Crown's weak point, his eyes. So Qinglong uses his level 4 sleeping arrow that causes 4 seconds of stun and lands the shot, hitting it precisely on the dragon. As soon as Qinglong hits him, Zhang Yi yells to attack at the dragon with him because attacking the weak point of Dragon Crown can make it temporarily fall into a weakened state. And under a weak state, the damage taken is increased by 100%. Following Zhang's guide, they all begin to attack it together. Hanya Rao uses her skill Ice Windstorm to freeze the dragon, and Zhang the final blow, eliminating the monster, successfully defeating the greedy dragon Shigula. As Zhang Wei expected, the dragon dropped good inventory, sparkling his eyes with excitement. Zhang just wants the egg, telling them they can take the rest of the equipment. As Zhang drops the egg, some people enter the dungeon and attack him, but Qinglong steps in and takes the damage instead. Zhang is stunned over the fact that Qinglong took the damage for him. Upon asking for an explanation, Qinglong says that he's only repaying the favor to him for saving Hanya Ru before, though he explains that he has a revival chance, so he'll be in town waiting for them. Anyhow, he does make sure that if Hanya Ru gets injured, he won't let them off easily. On the other hand, Zhang Yi yells at them, wondering why they would stab them from the back. So Lu Chengzhou steps forward and smirks at him, reminding Zhang Yi that he warned him he'd make him pay back double the price one day, and that day has arrived. Seeing Lu Chengzhou and its group, Zhang Yi stuns, but at the same time tells his friends it's a personal grudge, and they should leave it to him. He cuts his palm and drops his blood on the dragon egg and realizes that it's dragon race blood, the rare beast type in the apocalypse world. He uses his blood to make a contract with the dragon beast. The egg hatches with a huge explosion, and an adorable dragon comes out of it. Duan Feng stands there wondering if the magical beasts that are tamed by the beast's tamers are so harmless and innocent looking. Lu Chengzai mocks and laughs, thinking he surely can defeat it with no effort. The dragon does pretty sure look harmless, but as the dragon gets furious, Lu Chengzai taunts get returned to his face. The moment the dragon releases its fire breath, all of them are left stunned, not expecting such a huge attack. The intensity of these flames are so extreme that the people caught in that fire get melted to their last moments. Their leader realizes that it's best to save himself and run away. After the leader escapes, the little dragon comes to Zhang Yi, blames something, but he is not able to do it. Later on, they go back to the town. Qinglong gets excited to see the little dragon, but seeing its hot temper, he knows better than to play with it. The system alerts that because an Area 886 player killed the greedy Dragon Crown Shigura in the hidden dungeon, as the comrade of Shigura, the world boss Gold Skeleton King will descend onto the Hope Town earlier. Zhang Yi realizes this is different from his past life and remembers that before, with just lone power, it destroyed half of Hope Town and also killed 60% of its players. Zhang Yi thinks that if only he could complete the mission of killing the Gold Skeleton King, then the new Apocalypse Town would be open, and he would be able to find Mu Chen. On the other hand, a servant presents 2 dragon eggs to his master, Mu Chen, and informs him that in Area 886, they encountered a beast tamer, and he killed the Dragon Crown before them, and even signed a contract with the Black Dragon. Hearing about Area 886, Mu Chen surely finds it interesting, as if he found what he was looking for, and tells his servants to leave. He then opens a room, and a glimpse of a room filled with more dragon eggs is seen. The world boss, God of Death, Gold Skeleton, descends to exact revenge for Shigura. The demonic creature claims to be busy earlier, but it has a plan to bury them all today. The demon summons his small minions as well, and they radiate a weird neonic energy. The people of Hope Town gather around while some curse whoever brought it to Hope Town. Some are eager for the item drops. The system says the mission is to protect the whole town. The system generates a task to protect the hometown and prevent the invasion of the Gold Skeleton King. Players who land the killing blow on the Golden Skeleton and the top 3 contributing players will receive generous rewards. Same as the past, other than the killing reward, it will rank according to damage. The higher ranking has a higher chance to get extremely rare legendary rank equipment, and Zhang Yi knows he needs to act earlier this time. Turning back to his mates, he refrains everyone from panicking because the Gold Skeleton King moves very slowly. If they maintain a distance of 100 meters or above and use long-range attacks, they won't get injured by it. To bring the monster to its death, Zhang Yi urges everyone to follow his instructions. He instructs Duan Feng to go near mobs while others follow Zhang Yi and attack the boss. Meanwhile, the Gold Skeleton King unleashes the skeleton soldiers at the town, and while everyone fights the skeleton, one of them gets injured by the skeleton's ferocious attack. The whole group puts up a tough fight unleashing attacks, but the skeletons are too powerful. Meanwhile, Xiao Yu heals the man while others fight. As the outside town gets dangerous, Zhang Yi tells everyone to go back in. The skeleton soldiers gather to attack. Zhang Yi tells Duan Feng to disrupt their formation and not let them use the array. Duan Feng charges at the formation with his swords and clears it using Blade Tempest skill. Meanwhile, someone tells a clan leader if the fight goes on, all rewards will go to those people from the God Hunt. The greedy leader tells him to go inform the other guild's clan leaders because they can't let the others get the boss reward. Zhang Yi can't stand this demon killing people, so he is about to charge fire all spells against it. But before he could, to make Zhang Yi pay, the clan leader comes from behind, clarifying they are here for the rewards, as they can't let his guild Godslayer take them all. Hearing this tomfoolery, Zhang Yi is quite unable to believe what he said. Do they really think they can beat the boss by themselves? On top of being useless, they are being nuisance, so Zhang Yi shows no interest in arguing with them if they want the rewards. They get them themselves as the boss of the skeletons is right in front of them. Meanwhile, the Skeleton King prepares to attack. The Gold Skeleton King unleashes a full-blown attack, but to Zhang Yi's surprise, Xiao Yu, who he thought had already left, steps in and blocks the strike with her Shield of Light skill. She figured their team lacked a healer, so she decided to help out. Meanwhile, Qinglong warns Hanya Rao to be careful, but her left leg gets stuck, leaving her unable to move. As the Gold Skeleton King prepares to strike again, someone unexpectedly steps in and blocks the attack with his bare hands. He tells Xiao Rou to go rest and leave this to him. The Skeleton King boasts about his strength, but the man calmly pulls out his sword and challenges him to show just how powerful the so-called Death God really is. The man attacks, but as expected, The Skeleton King barely feels it, laughing off the blow. He taunts, claiming it only felt like a tickle. The man, however, responds by saying he's just getting started and enters a berserk state. In this form, he sacrifices 1% of his HP every second, gaining a 10% boost to his strength, making him even more dangerous. He charges forward, delivering a berserk slash that hits the Skeleton King hard, knocking off 3000 HP. Though the Skeleton King loses some health, it's not enough to stop him. Roaring in anger, he vows to make the man pay for daring to attack him and swings his massive weapon. The man, gripping his weapon tightly, leaps into the air to counterattack. Zhang Yi realizes the man is using his own HP to power up, but with so little left, one mistake could mean his end. The Skeleton King attacks the man with all its might, believing it will be enough to kill him. But to its surprise, the damage stops at just 1 HP. The man's undying body talent is activated, making him immune to all damage for 60 seconds. The attacks feel like nothing more than a tickle, and he can endure many more weak hits like these. Enraged, the Skeleton King attacks again, but even a full vicious slash fails to deal any damage. Zhang Yi watches as the man takes each hit without a scratch, realizing just how strong he is. With its HP dwindling, the Skeleton King pauses its attacks. Seeing this as his chance, the man strikes back and delivers a final combined attack, defeating the Skeleton King all on his own. The Skeleton King drops the Undead Ring, a level 40 legendary item. The ring boosts all attributes by 10 points, and its embedded skill, Death Power, increases the ring's attributes by 50% with each player killed. Zhang Yi notes that the ring is an evil piece of equipment, and if it falls into the hands of a wicked player, it could cause serious trouble. Zhang Yi thanks the man for his help, but the man reveals that he only did it for Xiaoru. Suddenly, Han Ryo runs up and hugs him, calling him Big Brother. It's then that Zhang Yi realizes this is the Big Brother Xiaoru had been searching for. The man reassures her that he's fine and hands her the undead ring. The system then announces that player 886 has stopped the world boss Golden Skeleton King's invasion, and that a new city, Po Xiao City, has opened. The Big Brother bids everyone farewell, saying they should take their rewards because this place is now part of the past. They all collect their rewards: the Gold Town Soul Armor, Gold Belt, Dead Peony Gold Bow, and Gold Capes. Zhang Yi receives Gold Boots, which provide a 5-point boost to all attributes and increase movement speed by 100% for 20 seconds, with a 3-minute cooldown. It's a big gain for him, and with the new city open, he's one step closer to finding Mu Chen. The group admires their new weapons. As they reach the outskirts of Po Xiao City, it's clear that the city is a world apart from Hope Town. Qinglong feels uneasy, while Han Yaru finds the towering buildings intimidating. The Town Demon Tower looms before them, 100 floors high. Only those who conquer the tower are eligible to enter the Ion Tower. Zhang Yi remembers his past life, where he survived in the apocalypse for 8 years and only reached the 50th floor. The monsters inside the Town Demon Tower are fierce, but the drops are worth it. The higher the floor, the better the loot. Zhang Yi wonders just how good the Ion Tower must be. Meanwhile, at the highest floor of the Ion Tower, the man watches Zhang Yi quietly saying, "The true game begins now." Zhang Yi notices a group of people in a hurry, arguing as they rush because the town's demon tower.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the zone and staying there, that feels more like love.
Tower is closing in just a few hours. Everyone is panicking about being late. Zhang Yi steps in and explains to his friends that the demon tower only opens every 7 days. He suggests they take advantage of the opportunity and grab some rewards from the lower floors before it shuts, since they don't have any other missions at the moment. Everyone agrees, and Zhang Yi casually places his hand on Han Yaru's brother's shoulder, suggesting they check out the tower together. Of course, this is just an excuse for him to copy his god-ranked talent, Undying Body, from him. But the Demon Tower is a solo dungeon, so they decide to temporarily split up and meet later. As usual, Duanfeng charges ahead, rushing in without hesitation since it's a training area. The group enters the tower and starts clearing floors one by one. After passing the 5th floor, Zhang Yi levels up to 40 and earns some rewards. At this pace, he figures clearing a few more floors won't be too difficult. Meanwhile, on the 7th floor, a voice from the darkness demands to know who dares to disturb his mealtime. The voice belongs to Shan, a level 55 demon warrior and former chief of the Po Xiao City invasion. After the invasion failed, he was sealed inside the demon tower. Zhang Yi realizes something's wrong. Shan is supposed to be a floor 15 boss, but here he is on the 7th floor. He'll need to be careful. Shan charges at Zhang Yi, but when the Black Dragon attacks with fire breath, it does no damage. Zhang Yi quickly realizes he can't win this fight. Shan's attacks are much stronger than before. The tower is about to close in just 10 seconds, and with barely any HP left, Zhang Yi knows he's in a tight spot. But he stands his ground, points his sword at Sean, and tells him to bring it on. Provoked, Sean rushes forward for a final strike, but just as he swings his weapon, the tower shuts down. Time's up and Zhang Yi is teleported out. Back outside, Zhang Yi breathes a sigh of relief, realizing how ferocious the monsters inside were. He's lucky the timing worked out, or he'd be dead by now. Hanya Rao notices her brother isn't with them, but both Qinglong and Zhang Yi reassure her that he must have gone off somewhere. Zhang Yi insists that her brother is strong enough to take care of himself, though Hanya Rao is still visibly tense. Then the system announces a new special mission, a guild war in the Source City. All major guilds are invited to sign up, and the first guild battle will take place in Energy City. Hanya Rao is curious about the teleportation device listed as a reward, and Zhang Yi explains that it's one of the best items in the game, though it isn't much help in combat. If placed in the right spot, a person could charge teleportation fees every day and make a fortune. Zhang Yi realizes it could help him track down Mu Chen faster. He tells everyone to rest for now because the guy mumbles that all trespassers must die. The big brother asks the man if he's an NPC, a guardian or a player, but the man says neither. He runs to attack, tries slashing his throat as he soars skyward, but the moment the big brother activates the skill Immortality, he suddenly stops when he recognizes the god rank talent. The man gives him an option, revealing he is not in a good mood today. So if the big brother promises to keep a secret about today's matter, he will spare him. And as a trade, he will tell him a secret about the apocalypse. He says that not long from now, the apocalypse will face a catastrophe no one can survive, unless... However, he doesn't complete his sentence and tells the big brother that that's all he can tell him, and he needs to find out the rest himself. Before he leaves, the big brother asks how he can leave this place, but the man tells him 7 days later, the tower will open once again. That's when he can leave. Sweat trickled down, and big brother noticed that the man stopped when he saw the god rank talent, so he wonders if the catastrophe is related to god rank talent. He now worries that the catastrophe really exists. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi meets up with his guild members and says now that everyone is rested, it's time to go to the Source City and give it their best. Everyone is excited and eager to know what is going to happen next. In the Source City, the announcement says players who die here won't lose their revival chance, won't drop equipment, and will only lose 20% of the crystal obtained in the Source City. The duration is 4 hours. Guilds will be ranked according to crystal, and ranking will refresh every now and then. Crystal has a fixed location, but often spawns at the place where the boss guards. Zhang Yi gathers everyone to discuss their strategy. He tells his team they have a disadvantage in numbers, so they need to find nearby areas. So when a place is attacked, nearby teammates can go provide help. Zhang Yi tells everyone to split up. They all move to their places. They all are ferociously dealing with different creatures. Zhang Yi occupies a rank 3 of Water Crystal Mine. The system alerts the guild ranking. In first is the Disdain Heroes Guild with 20 people and 10,600 crystals. On the second is Hunt Gods Guild with 5 people and a total of 3,000 crystals. The third is the Promise Gate Guild with 10 people and 4,600 crystals. Zhang Yi notices that the 5 of them occupy a rank 3 water crystal mine, and if he wants to get a higher rank, they have to occupy more mines. Meanwhile, the Promise Gate Guild leader, Zhao Fei Ming, sees Zhang Yi's guild only has 5 people, and each mine has weak defense. They have far more members than Zhang Yi, so he tells his members if they attack each mine at the same time, they can easily snatch it. Zhao Fei Ming tells his team to attack. They attack Hanya Rao's mine and get a hold of her. Zhao Fei Ming tells his teammates to kill her. While Zhang Yi fights monsters on his side, he gets an alert that Hanya Rao is in danger. He turns his back on the monster